And welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and your virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having remotely?
Oh, you guys know me. Some tea, some orange, some crayon. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
I'm drinking my J-Lure 7 Oaks Cabernet, as per usual, as you like to say. Well, we've got new champions across WWE and AEW. Punk tries to bury Roman, and Rollins stomps Paul Heyman. We got all that and much more. It's Friday, March 6th, 2026. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round when he's let it go. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
And welcome back in. Happy Friday, everybody. If you're new here, welcome in. Smash the old like and subscribe. If you're a regular, you know we love having you back. Nikki, it's been a week. It's been a lot.
It's been a lot. That's why I'm not at the bar with you right now.
I know, it's still going. It's still
going. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, I know.
My first 12-hour day of the year. What a time to be alive.
Big Nikki. But yes, can't stop, won't stop. A lot to get to tonight, Nikki, on the happy hour. But first, discuss a couple of show announcements. We're wrapping. Winter is wrapping up. That's why we had the green background. We're starting to see green grass a little bit once again here in cold-ass New Jersey. But we are going to New York in a little over a week, Nikki.
Oh, God, it's coming so soon.
Their tour concludes at Big Event, New York. Saturday, March 21st, we're doing our live stream. We're taking it on the road to wrap our winter tour. We are super excited to be there. Okada will be there. Bill Goldberg will be there. I'm sure Bret Hart won't be there because he hates Bill Goldberg. Tony Storm will be in attendance. Renee Paquette. Others, there is going to be a laundry list of folks there. So we are super excited to be part of Big Event. Nikki.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun one.
And then you're getting me out of the house.
Yes, I know. I'm getting you out of the house. A lot to get to. But Nikki, we are going to introduce a concept shortly here. We have March main event madness coming at you shortly.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies bracket opening round starts shortly. But Nikki, before we get to all that, we got to get to my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody's favorite segment, Nikki's non-kayfabe news.
Oh, I hear the echo from you in the basement. It's like surround sound with my favorite music ever in the history of music. I don't know what we're starting off with. I know you told me, and
start with whatever you got. And right here.
Well, I think we'll start with the what?
Start negative.
That's what I figured. Well, I guess not. I don't know if it's really negative. I'm kind of feel positive about it. So apparently, you didn't know, Road Dogg put in his resignation and basically quit as the head SmackDown writer. He's been, since 2022, 2023? Like, he was creative for a while, and then he left in, like, 2019, and then when Triple H came back and took control of everything, then he came back to be SmackDown. And honestly, sometimes SmackDown's a slog to get through. And I think it'd be a positive to change up creative, and there's change up on Raw as well, and I think this is kind of nothing but good. I think the problem, as much as I love Road Dogg, I love DX, Attitude Era's kid, 90s kid forever. But your head, I don't know. You need someone different. I feel like it's like the same masked man, and then someone gets attacked, and so it's like kind of like this rinse and repeat. And I think freshening up is going to be good. And he still has a Legends deal, so he's still going to be like doing stuff. I think he has like meet and greets for Mania scheduled, so he still has like a Legends deal. He's like going anywhere. He's just not part of creative. And I think, I don't know if they got a lot of negative feedback or reaction, because he looked like dog shit on no pun intended on Unreal. He's like, put the belt on Chelsea, and they're like, well, who's she gonna feud with? And who's she gonna feud with? And he's like, like, he didn't look great. So
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and I don't think his creative had been very good for SmackDown in general. So, like, I'm excited for what the future could bring. I know I was talking to Reese and Josiah about it on his show earlier, about like what could be next, like who's going to take over. Maybe I think the name that we were kind of throwing around that I like is Christopher Parks. I think that would be it could pave the way for new opportunity there. Because yeah, I agree. I don't think it's necessarily. I mean, it's a negative to see anyone lose their job or leave their job, especially in these trying times. But yeah, I just thought Road Dogg had been outmatched for a while in that role. So I totally think it was due time to see.
Yeah. And again, I think you need maybe the Chris Parks and the Jason Jordans and the Kenny Dykstras and the Bobby Roodes. Apparently, if you watch Taker's podcast with Michael P.S. Hayes, like, Triple H has Bobby Roode with Michael Hayes, and Michael Hayes is supposed to train Bobby Roode to be the next Michael Hayes. But I think you kind of needed the injection of younger talent, different talent. And it's like, Road Dogg, I don't know if any new fresh ideas.
Right.
Again, I think he's going to be fine. He's still doing his Legends deal. He'll go to AEW and be, whatever VKM version with.
I don't think he's going to go to AEW.
I'm just saying, it's just, or he has a Legends deal, but like, Road Dogg is going to be fine.
Yeah. I'm excited for what the future could bring for SmackDown and the creative team there. But we'll see. Nikki, what else you got?
Well, now we'll go to the good news. I guess this is the Undertaker's new side hustle now, that he just goes around and announces that people are in the Hall of Fame. So I guess it was on Twitter, X, their YouTube channel, but basically the Undertaker was on a Skype call with Demolition and said that they are going to be inducted in the 2026 Hall of Fame. Which is, I guess, because they had, all the legal stuff in the 90s. Like, this is very, very overdue.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that they haven't been in the Hall of Fame yet. And shout out to ISPW owner and the Wrestling Collector owner, Tommy Fierro, who works a lot with them. They were at 80s Wrestling Con, and they'll be at 80s Wrestling Con, which, fun show announcement, we will be at for the spring tour. So, Steven,
mark your calendar.
Yeah, and so alongside, oh gosh, who else was on that list? Coco Beware was.
You said Jake
the Snake Roberts, yes. So, but yeah, Demolition going to the WWE Hall of Fame, super exciting to see them, and yeah, well overdue for acts.
Overdue. Who do you think will induct them?
Is Mr. Fuji still alive?
I don't think so.
I think Mr. Fuji would be a good one.
Pretty sure.
Google it. Is Mr. Fuji
In 2016, babe.
Oh wow. Time flies. But yeah, no, again, well overdue, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I can't imagine. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah,
But it just again typical.
What? I can't even think. Short of Mr. Fuji, it's like maybe someone in their family. Who was their biggest rival? Can you think of their biggest?
That's a Reese Steven question.
Probably the biggest rival. That's probably where to go. But I don't know. We'll see. Let us know. Put in the chat who you got inducting Demolition into the Hall of Fame this year.
But it's like their typical, like, I believe probably AJ would be the headliner. You have Stephanie McMahon as the one woman that gets inducted. Now you got your tag team. So probably with 2 other spots to fill, like you probably need like your mid-card person.
Yeah, Steven said Haku, maybe.
Oh.
That'd be a good one. I like it. We'll see. We shall see. All right, Nikki.
But you can put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it. Hit it. All right, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
The newest segment, well, not newest. We ran this a similar fashion last year.
Right.
We are in March, so now it is for NCAA fans, March Madness. So last year we did the main events. We tried to do WrestleMania main events. Didn't really work out that well doing the bracket. So this year, what we're doing is we are taking 16 men from WWE and AEW and 16 women from WWE and AEW. And what we're going to do is the chat is going to vote on it, ourselves included, and we're going to bracket them up. And we're going to vote on them based off of in-ring ability, promo ability or charisma, and draw ability, whether they're going to sell merchandise, tickets to a show, whatever. So Main Event Madness is the concept. Nikki, I was thinking about doing a selection Sunday for this, but
Well, can I just clarify something about your selection?
Yes.
Well, because you said 6, so you sort of made it sound like it was like 16 from each promotion. It's 8 women and 8 men from AEW and 8 women and 8 men from WWE.
Correct. Okay. We are taking what we think are the 8 best currently that have hopefully held a world title or at least a singles title in either promotion, and we're putting them in brackets, and that's how we're gonna end up with it. And Steven said also maybe Bret Hart. Interesting one. But nonetheless, I welcome you all to Main Event Madness.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Welcome to Space Jam. Space Jam.
Oh, babe, chef's kiss.
A little Universal Space Jam old school remix. Yeah. So let's start taking a look at the top. We had seedings, but they're not going to be. You're not going to see them, but you could kind of guess where it's going with this. So I'm going to try and put them up in the chat as we go. So bear with me. We're going to try and vote 1 minute per round or matchup, I should say. Nikki, to start. Are you ready?
Can you do 30 seconds? I have to copy and paste something. Sorry. Oh God, I hear that echo. That was gross.
Unbelievable.
The pressure. Hold on. Copy. This is what happens when you can't multitask. The suspense is killing everyone I know. Okay.
What's up, Reese? You came in at the right time. Main Event Madness begins Here's the first matchup. So, we're starting, theoretically, the top seed. I just threw it out there. Rhea Ripley versus AEW's Julia Hart. Nikki? At that matchup as I throw it in the poll here.
As much as I love Julia Hart, I love the heel turn. I loved her being with the House of Black. I love the presentation. I love her with the Sky Blue and Sisters of Sin and Triangle of Madness. But it's Rhea Bloody Ripley. Like, come on.
Yes.
So, as much as
as you vote in the chat, Reese is a late bloomer to this, or latecomer. The idea is based off of in-ring ability, promo or charisma ability, and marketability or draw. That is how you're going to try and vote off of this. So theoretically, you might be building promotion around somebody, and this is what you see. Again, it's your own subjective choice. So we got Rhea versus Julia in the opening round, theoretically 1 versus 16. If you really wanted to seed it, but it's hard to seed some of these because I tried between WWE and AEW. It's kind of Reese is saying Julia Harvard's a little more. He's making a prediction already. Well, bracket busters. Let's see. All right, Nikki. Any thoughts besides Rhea? I mean, again, Rhea has been a staple in WWE for a while now. Julia Hart is rising in AEW, right? She's part of that Triangle Madness, right? Are they Triangle Madness?
no, Triangle of Madness.
Yeah. So,
again, I really love Julia Hart. I think she has a great career ahead of her. But if this is what we talked about, like if we're building a promotion, you have your established star. People are going to come and see her. She draws. She sells merch.
Yeah. All right. As we give it another 10 seconds, or should I just do? Do I still have it? Yeah. And it looks like Rhea is advancing. Nikki, can you write this down for me?
Yes. I'm gonna put it. I'm sorry, because I don't like being on my phone on the podcast, but I will gonna put it in our chat to each other because I literally have 6,000 windows open for work. Rhea. Okay.
All right. Now in the next matchup, we have Liv Morgan versus Chris Statlander. The Alien versus our Jersey Girl. Again, marketability. Statlander is pretty damn good in the ring. I think she might have an edge in the ring, arguably over Liv Morgan. You can make that argument. Promo ability, Statlander's gotten better. Liv Morgan, very strong on the mic. Then you talk about marketability. Again, it's your own choice as you vote in the chat here. But look at this. Right. We are on matchup 2 as Rhea Ripley's already advanced. We start with 16 ladies from WWE and AEW. So whoever wins here gets to the elite.
Okay. Oh, Jesus,
any thoughts, Nikki?
Yes, sorry. The thing that I told you I was waiting for, I just got. I want Chris Statlander to be so much more than she is. I feel like she has a unique look. She has a great body. She's fine in the ring, but she can't sell me into her match. She can't really sell me into, like, maybe she needs more promo work, I definitely think. Obviously, I think we sing the praises of Liv Morgan on the show. Mama loves a Jersey girl. I really will get to it later, but I love the probably 90% of her promo package on Monday. And just like the leaps and bounds that she's, from being in the PC to now, I'm like, Liv Morgan's my girl.
No, I think in this round. So last 10. as we take a quick look at the chat here for the last votes. It's looking like Liv Morgan is going to advance. So it looks like in the next bracket we got Rhea Ripley potentially going head-to-head with Liv Morgan. That's going to be a fun matchup. Nikki.
Yep.
Are you ready for the bottom half? Wait, no. Two. How many? Gotta see how many. Let me see here. All right, next round. Yeah, sorry. No, it's not part of the bracket. First up, AEW's Mercedes Moné. Or Moné. I don't know. Is it Money? Moné.
Monet.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Against Tiffany Stratton. This is a pretty good matchup, I think.
This one makes me a little sad because going into this, I was not going to pick Mercedes at all. And as much as you know, I love Tiffany Stratton. If I was building a promotion, building a women's division, I would have Mercedes over Tiffy. And that hurts my heart to say that. But like, as much as I necessarily don't love the Monet character, I think she can carry a promo more than Tiffy can, because as much as I love Tiffany, she's not great on the mic. Obviously, Mercedes is better in her than in the ring.
Right.
So it makes me really sad, but for me, I'm picking Mercedes. Even though my heart, you know, I usually go with my heart, which is, so I'm doing the opposite today. My heart loves Tiffy. My brain says Monet.
Even said Mercedes for $99 a month. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Mercedes, again, she talks well on the microphone. I think she's got Tiffany there. In ring, yeah, I think she's better. She's more experienced and better in the ring. Yeah, it might be all three. I could argue. Although marketability depends. Do you like blondes or blue / red / every other?
Mercedes can be any color she changes her hair all the time to match her outfit. So
she is. Mary's saying Mercedes is more marketable. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. I don't know. So it could be all three. So this is the only unanimous one. 100%. Mercedes.
Wow. And it hurts my heart, but
yeah. All right, bottom half of the bracket. I have a feeling this might be a unanimous one too. Thunderous Rosa. Rosa with the R. And Io Sky. Nikki.
Wait, do you say this is going to be unanimous, or is this going to be a hard one?
I think this is unanimous, but
are we all going to go hold hands and say Io Sky?
I just have the feeling that like some people's hatred for the Rosa in our chat probably will dictate a lot.
I could get the appeal of Thunder Rosa, but she does nothing for me.
Okay.
When I think Io is obviously great in the ring. She's entertaining as hell. Heel, face. I loved her heel character in NXT. Now she's like Chipper best friend to, sexual tension with Rhea Ripley. I hope she has a title match at Mania, whether it's whatever mid-card women's belt. But no, I think it's Io O'Day.
Well, I can argue marketability. You can argue that I could maybe make an argument that like some more Spanish like that AAA, like that grouping around Thunder Rosa, that she could be potentially more marketable in some ways than Io if she was in WWE, or put in the right scenario. In ring, yeah, I'd say Io is way better. Io is one of the best wrestlers in the world. So, Mike and the mic, I don't think either of them are any good. that's why it's kind of like it's in some ways it could be a toss-up as people are coming in. But yeah, throw in as more people are coming in on Facebook and Twitch and and YouTube. Yeah, let us know in the chat. We are doing Main Event Madness. We are voting on WWE and AEW wrestlers, women's wrestlers for this one, based off of their in-ring ability, promo ability, and marketability, essentially. And we were on Thunder Rosa and Io Sky. Nikki wrapping up the voting. Unanimous. Io is moving on. So we got Mercedes and Io moving on in this round. All right, next up. Another top AEW seed, Toni Storm, probably arguably the top seed, but debatable with her Mercedes. Against Bayley. Nikki?
Sorry, Bayley.
We'll start in-ring ability.
Well, actually, that's probably the one thing that they're actually pretty. I mean, like, I think sometimes we forget how good Bayley is in the ring because she hasn't done anything since she won the Royal Rumble 2 years ago.
Yeah. And that's like recency bias kind of messes it all up. But like, yeah, in-ring ability, they're probably pretty on par. Tony's more creative in some ways in-ring though. Promo ability, I don't think there's any comparison. Well, I don't know. I mean,
Bayley's gotten better, but Tony's Tony.
I'd argue that Bayley might be more versatile because Tony's got the gimmick that down and she just keeps playing off it, but a lot of the sexual innuendos that she does all the time drive me nuts. So like I could argue to some extent Bayley could be better in some ways. Even staying Storm. Yeah. But again, this is based off marketability, promo, in-ring ability, and being able to be good on the mic. So I think all three, I probably got to give the edge to Tony. And it looks like the chat's got Tony moving on unanimously as well. Finally, in this section, we got Charlotte Flair and Thekla. I feel like I know this one might be potential bracket buster here, Nikki. We might have an upset.
Because if we're going now, I would take Thekla. But I just feel like that doesn't take away anything from Charlotte because, again, she's had this incredible career. But at this point, I'm more interested in seeing Thekla. I'd rather see her talk. I'd rather see her matches. She interests me more now. And I don't know if Charlotte's really pulling like she used to. Like, are we just, I know, like, she was getting cheered, but is she just getting cheered because she's with Alexa and she's, this sad woman eating ice cream now? Like, I don't.
She is a Flair, so she's always going to have that marketability under her. I mean, but again, if you took that name away and she had to go to the Indies under what Charlotte? I mean, would she still draw
Ashley Flair?
Yeah, like would that draw over a Thekla? I don't know. I would say charisma-wise, I honestly think Thekla probably has more charisma and potentially what I've seen in promo ability. Now, I haven't seen it in a live mic, so that being said, we've seen way much more of Charlotte. What I've seen of Thekla, I've liked. So, and would argue in points it could be seen more polished. And I rescind, yeah, it looks like the chat. That's my worry. I said I think this could be an upset, so we'll give it Nikki another.
Yeah, again, we go to production meetings and we sort of kind of talked about who you would pick, but I don't know if I would have picked Charlotte for this. I really wouldn't have.
I know the chat doesn't. And this is going to be, 5, 4. Nikki, this is going to be a tough one.
Or is it going back and forth?
It's dead even right now.
Who's? Do we have a tiebreaker?
Normally, tie would go to the higher seed, which in this case would be Charlotte.
Would it though?
Come on, people, you're in the chat. You gotta. Let's see. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one. Reese is upset about the seating.
I don't know how you would really do the seating. I think that's so subjective. Unless you kind of go to like cage match and like art, but then again, like to me, it's like I know Charlotte has 1,000 belts. I don't care about. She played hot potato with Sasha Banks for 2 years. Like,
you know what we'll do? Well, more people are coming in, so we'll see. If
do you want to make it a triple threat for next time?
I mean, could, but nah. I'd rather just let's table it and it was even now. We'll reopen the poll later when we do call-ins.
Okay.
And that's how we'll do it for now to break the tie. And we'll reopen it back up. And if that doesn't work, fire making challenge. We'll have whoever's the most adamant. Reese is the most adamant Thekla person. Reese and I'm assuming Steven have to do a fire making challenge.
Love it.
All right, next up. So remind me to reopen that when we open up the phone lines.
I will. Okay, add it to the list of stuff I'm doing.
Yeah, put it on the list. All right, we got Becky Lynch and Willow Nightingale. In-ring ability.
I like both of them. I really do. And sorry, Reese, but I would go Becky as much as I do love Willow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not just me saying it. Other people are saying it.
Willow is absolutely a powerhouse, but like I don't think she's on the level of like Becky. They're slightly different wrestlers, but like, yeah, I don't think Willow's the level of Becky in the ring or the skill set of Becky in the ring. Promos. Willow's growing on me a little bit, but I never really liked the original like happy to be here gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice saying you almost told like to make a fire.
What? Sorry.
No, Reese and Rusin are going back and forth about. Reese said he's cold as ice and you want me to make a fire, and Rusin said Reese fire will make you not cold as ice. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, and then again, marketability.
I think that I think there's definitely
or Matt. I'm assuming it's Sean. It's usually Sean. But yeah. Thoughts?
Again, I said like I really like both of them. I think there is definitely a room in a promotion for Willow. Again, she's your mid-card champion over there. But you know, if I had to pick one of them, I'm going Becky Lynch all day.
Yeah.
It's, you know, not just me saying it, other people are saying it. Again, I just think you want to talk about versatility, like all the characters that she's, you know, had of, you know, being the baby face and then, you know, breaking her nose and then getting into the, you know, the big time and you know, the man, the big time and all that stuff. And, you know, her and Seth Rollins just make my heart happy.
Yeah.
But I don't want me picking Bayley take anything away from Willow because I really do like her. And if there was a different seating, like I think maybe Willow could have gone farther.
Fair enough. Yeah, the chat's pretty close, divided on it 50-50, but Nikki, your vote counts as well. And I would agree with Becky. So Becky's moving on, although Willow put up a hell of a fight. And finally, we got Jamie Hayter and Stephanie Vaquer, who replaced Jade Cargill. We weren't sure if Jade should have made it over Stephanie, but I figured Stephanie would have been a better option. In-ring ability, Jamie or Vaquer?
I think Steph. I really do like Jamie, but I don't like this character. I will get to it, but I don't know about why did you name a girl tag team the Brawling Birds, but okay. I miss old Jamie like a lot. But I don't know. Because I think, again, not to be any what?
I know my pick is, but go ahead.
All right, then you go. I'm working. You talk.
Oh gosh. But no, I think Vicaire is better in the ring. Just by the ability to, like, again, maybe I'm just spot junkie, but like the what does she call that? The cork.
Just, she doesn't have a name for it.
But like, I mean, I guess what makes it a tough decision with Jamie, like, for you in ring?
I don't know, because I really in ring. I don't know. I think,
Or in general.
I don't know, because I want to like Jamie Hayter a lot, and I'm not loving the 70s bird gimmick. But like Stephanie, I think she's great in the ring. I think her and Liv are gonna have a good match, but I don't know if I've necessarily connected with her enough yet. When I feel like, you know me, when Jamie Hayter first was kind of like on the AEW scene, she was like my girl.
Yeah.
And I like don't have that with Jamie anymore. And I feel like, again, Liv's I don't have like, I like watching her matches, but I'm not like, oh, Stephanie's on, I have to watch.
Yeah.
So I don't really have like a strong feeling either way about either one of them. But I guess as champion now, I guess I would go Steph.
Yeah, I agree. And generally speaking, the chat's agreeing. Hater's getting a vote, but yeah, I think Victor generally has more marketability and better in ring. In terms of promo skills, I think Hater's probably a little bit better. But we'll see. But Nikki, putting a wrap on the first round, the ladies' round of Main Event Madness. It looks like we'll see Stephanie Vicaire and Becky Lynch in the next round. We will discuss. I think, my vote, I'm going to say it. I'll throw it back up here as more people are coming in the chat. Charlotte Flair or Thekla. This is the big one it was a 50-50 in the chat. Marketability, promo skills, and in-ring ability. I'm going to go Thekla here if I have to be the deciding vote. But I don't know. Throw it in the chat. Let us know. As Kat, more people are coming in. What's up, Kat? Kat, Thekla or Charlotte? I'll let Kat be the deciding vote if she's going to pick someone again. So, Kat, the deciding factors are here. In-ring ability. Yeah, she's back. As expected. So, I guess we're going to advance Thekla on to face Toni Storm in the next round of our Main Event Madness, which will happen in a few weeks. Mercedes Moné will go head-to-head against Io Sky. That'll be a fun one. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Kind of like a WWE Raw. Circa 2025. 4, 3, 4, and 5. But, yes, thank you all for participating in round one. Main Event Madness.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.
Yeah. So, Nikki, let's move along. Kick it into our actual kayfabe portion of the show. Before we do that, let's hear from a new friend of the show, someone who worked for AEW.
This is Speedball Mike Bailey, and you are watching the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
His little face at the end gets me.
I know. We got a lot to get to with AEW and our AEW reactions, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
So, gosh, let's kick it off because we talked about a new face on our show. That's a new face on our show. But, Nikki, we got a new face in AEW. And we finally got the answer to one of the age-old questions. Nikki, I have one question for you. Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? But the party was nice, the party was bumping. And everybody hopping up on. Until the fellas stopped the name calling. And the girls responded to the call. I hear a woman shout out, who let the dogs out? 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 See those people, I got more caution, they bump this ghetto.
Nikki,
Mhm.
David Finlay debuts in AEW, and he was the one who let the dogs out.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on David Finlay's debut as he comes in after OC and, oh my gosh, who am I blanking on?
Darby.
Who, in fact, do get the W. And I do agree with Kat. Good match, wrong outcome. Yeah, I thought they should have probably given dogs. They're just calling them dogs because they can't call them the war dogs. The outcome. But yeah, I guess it made, so to me,
Steven.
this touche. But to me, it made it, I guess, clarified why Gabe Kidd just kind of randomly went away from the Death Riders. But I felt like, and maybe I missed it on Collision at some point, on why he went away from them, and then he had his New Japan tag team partner show up, like, and then they're again getting randomly together. Because now it seems like this is the group that they want to form. I think we're waiting for Jay White to come back and then to have the Bang Bang Gang against these guys in some sort of faction warfare. To me, but yeah, I know it was a big deal in New Japan, but I again, AEW has a lot of new stars debuting. It seems like weekly at this point, or at least monthly, and that's where I'm questioning. You know, what are the expectations for David Finlay in AEW? What is the ceiling for, or I guess what is the ceiling for him in AEW? I should say. Do you think, Nikki, from what you've seen and heard, do you think he could be a main event talent, a world champion in AEW, or do you think he's going to be a mid card talent? Like, I feel like he's taking like a Jay White position where it's like you're waiting for him to potentially go over the hump, but he'll be a mid carder. I don't know.
I don't know enough of his New Japan stuff to really say, to be honest. Like, I think he has a great look. Obviously, you have a faction. I think that I agree with you. I think when Jay White ever comes back, it will be, you know, the golden, what do they call them? What was he calling his faction of the elite? Was it the Golden Elite? Or the Golden, didn't they have a different Bullet Club version? And then he kind of left, and then it became the War Dog.
Bullet Club Gold?
Yes, there you go. I was thinking, okay. So like them, and then there'll be like the dogs, like, because they were the Bullet Club faction. Again, my Bullet Club faction really falls off after a while. But I'm assuming they're going to feud. But I can't say who ceilings what, because like, how long is Tony going to push them? Like, now Tommaso's feuding with FTR. Like, I think Johnny Gargano's in WWE for a while. Like, I don't know. I worry. I think he can be like, him and Jay White can be top stars. I think he has a great look. I think it's a handsome guy. Like, he can, but I just don't trust Tony to book anybody. And thank you everyone for correcting me in the chat. I'm not monitoring the chat as intense as I usually do.
Yeah, no, I know. But yeah, I just think, to me, I guess we'll see. But yeah, he's probably a mid card talent. Which again, you need strong people there too. But there's so many factions in AEW. But that's what AEW is kind of predicated on.
Yeah. But
Steve,
I think it's
another team toy.
like, I don't know. if this is why Steven's like refraining himself, like if you want to talk about that, like apparently like WWE lowballed him.
Yeah. So supposedly WWE wanted him to go to NXT, which I kind of, again, what you're gonna get lost on the main roster. At this point, I think that's a good spot for him because he could build himself up upper mid card to main event status.
But I think because they already alluded on his brother's there. His brother's in NXT and is with the faction of basically all kind of like second gen kids. And I feel like he probably didn't want to go there and be in that faction and kind of be sort of stuck when he's kind of a leader of a stable. Why would you come in and kind of just be, I don't know, when you can be on main and run your own thing?
True. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But Nikki, moving along here, just on some things that, as we get to, I guess, the mid-card things that kind of maybe irked me, but we did see the debut, their Dynamite debut of the Inspiration. And it was a losing debut. And you and I were really upset when this happened. I thought, and maybe you aren't anymore, I don't know if you still feel the same way. I still am kind of disappointed because I felt like there was a lot to be done with the Inspiration and their tag team division, and to have them debut on Dynamite, your flagship show, and lose to the what are they called, Brawling Birds?
Brawling Birds.
Yeah, big old Brawling Birds. To me, it kills off what could be another viable tag team in the women's division for them, an established women's tag team. Not that they're great or anything super special, but they're a unit, and I think that letting them get the W here would have made more sense than a seemingly thrown together team from a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. Anything to add on that?
Well, I think why is this not copying and pasting right? I was upset when it first happened, but I feel like I digested it a little bit, and then I was like seeing what other sort of people were saying online, and I guess it does make sense. Like if you have they have that. I think you can kind of compare them to like Chelsea Green. They're there to be sort of the comedy, the comic relief. Again, they were trying to sort of like a Jey Uso thing. They were trying to do like their entrance or their dance moves again, and that's when they get attacked. And I feel like that's kind of what they're going to be, sort of maybe star jobbers to the stars. And I think apparently they knew that, I guess that Tony was going to use them in this way, and they were like, sure. So I'm less of, in the moment, I was like, oh, I want them to win because I like them. But then it's like, I'm not as mad as I was.
Yeah, I guess they were pitched maybe like the Chelsea Green equivalent, a tag team version. But I don't know. I still want them to. I want more for them because I think they're entertaining, and there's not too many entertaining.
Right. I'm waiting to see. I'm hoping next week or maybe. What?
No, in general in the roster, there's not many people that just outside of their in-ring stuff can entertain, and I think they can bring that to AEW, which is kind of sorely needed. The backstage entertainment component. We talk about the mic skills. We were just talking about.
I think that's what they need to do. I think I'm waiting for like a follow-up because again, their segments together on WWE were just so funny and so entertaining. And I think maybe they did do the little picture-in-picture thing, but I think we need like a promo from them to kind of get that vibe that that's what they're going to be.
Yeah, that's fair. Before we hit to the main event and the big news in the evening, anything else from Dynamite you want to touch on?
No. Whatever is in your notes, babe.
All right. Well,
if you're coming in late, I am actually working. That's why I'm not at the bar right now. So trying to multitask. So sorry, it feels like I'm not.
This is as much a user show as it is our show as well tonight. So chime in the chat. We'll have some fun when we open up the phone lines too. So shortly. But Nikki, then let's get to the main event because we have new trios champions. The Don Callis family are the new AEW trios champion. And for Don Callis, the kids, no. Nikki, the Don Cal family. What's that?
Why'd you use that song?
Because, I don't know, it's a good song. Shattered Dreams. It's got good lines. The kids are all right.
No, I know the song.
All right, you get my poetic, creative freedom. Gosh.
Okay.
Well, Peacock, you gotta let me fly.
I know. That's what did Reese say in the chat, that I make the bread and you do exactly.
I mean, the madness. Exactly.
You're the creative artiste. I'm the heavy breadwinner.
But what are your thoughts on the trios titles now going to the Don Callis family?
I mean, to me, it kind of makes more sense. Like, if you have this huge faction that has like a bazillion people in it, you kind of have to have like all the belts, to be honest. And it does make Fletcher and Okada double champs. I think it's something for Mark, because I feel like every time like he gets a partner, he loses a partner. And I honestly did not. I know it's their moniker was funny, but like it didn't. Jet Speed and Hangman didn't really make sense to me. It was just to get the belts off Ops.
Yeah.
The Callis family having the belts makes more sense to me.
I get that.
And I always was confused.
What is your reflection on that run from our new friend of the show, Speedball Mike Bailey, and his two partners, Kevin Knight and Hangman Page, which was goaded. I guess they weren't goaded into the match because they're like, oh, well, you said you'd defend it anytime, anywhere, and that's how they get goaded into after two matches losing. Because Kevin Knight loses to MJF earlier, and then Hangman has a squash. But so they pick on a weakened Jet Set Rodeo group. But to me, was it like a 3? It seemed like a 1 month run. Just to kind of hotshot it. But I tend to agree with you that it makes the most sense at this point in time. Jet Speed Mystica, we said. No more Jet Speed Rodeo, Jet Speed Mystica. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Nikki, let's put a little bow on AEW for the evening. But if you want to talk more about it, we'll open up the phone lines shortly and we can let you chime in on all that. But Nikki, let's move along to Monday Night Raw. Before we do that, let's hear from another new friend of the show, Big E.
This is former WWE champion Big E, and you're watching the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
See, I love the little face he does after that one too. So we got some good ones, sister.
I know we do that we do. So, Nikki, what to start with? I think we might go. Well, let's just go in chronological order because to start the night, the Vision comes out and they want to call out Seth Rollins. They want to get their piece, their pound of flesh on Seth Rollins. And then just absolute craziness ensues. And Seth Rollins and maybe some of his minions, which we will talk about shortly, are able to strike against the Vision. So let's take a quick look back.
Rumors follow everywhere you go. And then you laughed and I was last to know. Well, you're famous now and there's no doubt. In all the places you hang out, they know your name and they know what you're about. Whispers at the bus stop. I heard about nights out in the schoolyard. I found out about you. I found out about you.
Nikki, Rollins stomps out Paul Heyman. What did you think of this segment? And I got some questions coming at you.
Hold on, let me. Okay, you know me, I love my Seth Rollins. I think it's a statement of him going after Heyman. But backtrack a little bit. I love that there was like the misdirection, like, oh, I have to lure out Logan, I have to lure out Austin Theory, and then there was a guy coming down the ramp, and they shouldn't have panned to the guy on the ramp because that clearly wasn't Seth Rollins. But I hope it's all his like Black and the Brave kids, and he's gonna have like this new faction of like his little minions.
Well, that is the question. Does Rollins have an actual faction with him, or are these just kind of going to be just random one-offs?
He's got a pretty big school, so you can rotate the kids in and out.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I just wonder, yeah, like, I always love Seth Rollins with a faction. I think he works better with a faction. And I said all along that I thought this gimmick needed a main eventer to lead it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was Rollins, so be it. But it can elevate other people. And I always talk about like factions need people to get elevated. And like, to me, it'd be nice to see a couple different people. Like maybe if Austin Theory is in fact theoretically with the Vision, maybe Grayson Waller is one of the people that is with Seth Rollins.
Have him leave the New Day?
Yeah, because he's not doing anything there worth noting. But again, like he sees you know, his friend trying to take a jump and he doesn't want to be a sidekick or something. I don't know. But yeah, I throw it out there. Who's helping Rollins? Is it just one-off, you know, kids from his school, or is it going to be actually a bigger event?
But
So
I do.
It's going to be a schemer versus the architect.
Agreed. I think it's. I can now like backtrack on my own thing, but like I like him going after Heyman because it's like that was the oh my god of WrestleMania that Heyman joined Seth, and now it's like I created a monster, but sort of like I took you into this faction, I'm going to take you out of this faction, and then really looking at Logan and Austin Theory, that promo was awful. He was like, when they were chanting "You suck," he's like, "Oh, you can't chant "You suck" because Seth's not in the ring." It's like it's totally like, but like the division needs Paul Heyman. So if Seth takes out Paul Heyman, then they're nothing. And I'm hoping. Again, I don't know. Again, I'm kind of out of pocket with wrestling this week as work. But could this be Braun Breaker now okay to go for Mania, and this would bring back Breaker to avenge Paul Heyman?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm.
That'd be my hopes and dreams, but obviously, I only want Braun Breaker to come back.
Give Logan and Theory the tag title match against the Usos, and then that suffices for the Vision. At least you get some culmination on the storyline or some closure.
Yeah.
Like
it started at Mania. The Vision should end at Mania.
Well, yeah, it started the night after Mania. Yeah.
But again, like Heyman turning on Roman and Punk was at Mania.
True. Before we get to our big mid-card story, Nikki, any other reactions on Raw that are not the main event or the mid-card?
Oh, I did want to briefly. I did like Liv's backstage kind of vignette promo thing. I think it's doing the same promo back at Stephanie, because Stephanie's like, well, like you got everything handed to you. I had to work for it, and then Liv was just like, yeah, you know, I was handed everything because I'm great, and I got hired at 20 at my first tryout, and you had to, you know, work your way around the world. And it's kind of like, oh, the WWE PC, you know, prototype versus the you know, sort of like indie girl that had to scratch, claw, and work her way around the world to get to WWE.
Yeah. No, I like where it's headed. Yeah, and Liv always cuts really, really strong promos, which is why she moved on in our main event Madness bracket. But yeah, like I really think that it's elevating and just leave it a singles match. Yeah, like I thought maybe throwing Raquel in there would be interesting. But no, to me, just leave it be. And they're going to get a strong enough build up. And I think you got to see a little bit with the editing, because I know they did the subtitles. Because Dom was supposed to be the translator in that first initial thing. And I think his voice was supposed to be higher, or he was supposed to talk higher so that he could be the translator and like be part of this. Because I still think my theory, which I posted on this site or on our page with him and Vicaire, could very much still happen on that front. Real quickly, it looks like there's going to be a battle royal for the shot at AJ. And it's not necessarily
No, it's a gauntlet.
a gauntlet. Sorry, not battle royal. Go ahead. Yeah. For a shot at AJ coming up on Raw. So, again, we might see another challenger for AJ, or the next challenger for AJ. Is it a challenger that's going to go towards Mania? I don't know. Or is it just going to be, getting her warmed up to keep potentially for that Becky feud or whatever is going to happen at Mania that she's going to be defending the title? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't necessarily think this is Mania. I'm hoping, again, she's going to have, again, everyone had a meltdown that a woman that hasn't wrestled in 12 years didn't have a great match. But I think she said she wanted to be a fighting champion. I think she'll have some matches. Again, because they're not having all these super house shows like they used to do. Like, she's got to have to put in the work a little bit to get to maybe a better Mania match. And I think put her in there with Bayley. I think that's kind of she has to kind of have those tune-up matches to get to Mania. And I'm just like, justice for Natty again.
I know. Reese is saying he wants his IC title match. Dungeon
Yes,
rules.
I'm all for that.
I do too, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Defend it 20 times.
We
before
can
you
dream.
Yeah, that would be great. Jey Uso also returned. Not really anything we really care about talking about that much.
Don't care.
And
Also, we didn't talk about that. LA Knight drove off Heyman in the ambulance.
Oh yeah, that was a great.
So our babyface kidnapped a bleeding man.
Yeah. Well, it reminded me of like Stone Cold used to do that back in the day.
Agreed.
Like McMahon, I think he did it to Paul Bearer once or twice. Yeah, that's what made it so great. But that again started the night and got the night. The Raw started and it just was action packed from start to finish, I thought. And a lot going on. Gunther had a match against Dragon Lee. There was a lot going on.
Oh, that was the mask.
Yeah, with the mask match. I mean, we're not gonna get too much into that.
I feel like this is what Raw needed to be, because now it's like, all right, we're actually on the road to WrestleMania. We got to make some big things happen, and I feel like everything was happening.
Yeah, and ultimately, where we get to is we see the second interaction or second appearance, but the first Raw interaction of Danhausen and I guess Adam Pearce, because he has his contractual demands, which include a blimp, his personal assistant, personal cameraman, a Hall of Fame induction, and I'm missing one.
This year.
Yeah, Hall of Fame this year. And there was one more, but I can't remember. But
no, hold on. It was he needs a blimp. He needs the Hall of Fame induction this year. He needed a camera boy and a microphone person, and he needed a pointy picture with Triple H.
Yes, yeah. So after asking for his demands on a soiled napkin, his interactions with Adam Pearce, and then ultimately Pearce pawns him off onto the Judgment Day, and he has his first interaction with Dom Mysterio and Finn. Finn seems to be enjoying it. Dom and JD don't enjoy it, and ultimately Dom says something bad's going to happen to him, and that triggers, it's a trigger word, supposedly to some extent, for Danhausen, and Danhausen puts his first WWE curse on somebody. So, right before he's supposed to defend his Intercontinental title, Dom is cursed, and Nikki, we head into the Intercontinental title match with a little bit of a gray cloud of sorts over Dom Mysterio's head. So, I said immediately, Dom's going to lose. Dom's going to lose. I knew that was going to happen. But so let's take a quick look back at that match. Nikki, I didn't really have any good inspiration for this one on on musical selections, so I just threw out a little rage and I said, nothing better than a little bomb track. Nikki,
Yes,
Penta is your new Intercontinental Champion. What are your thoughts on Penta winning his first championship, any championship in WWE? Not tag team, his first singles champion, singles title that Penta wins, and he is now our Intercontinental title holder.
I got it. Paul's in the chat. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
I'm excited. I think he came in with such fanfare in the beginning, and I'm worried. I wish they maybe pulled the trigger earlier because I feel like he kind of lost a little bit of momentum here. But again, with the curse, and I do think as much as we love Dom as IC champion, and we did think that it was going to be him and Balor. Again, I think that's Balor and Dom maybe necessarily don't need that belt. Put the belt on Penta. We're going to have some crazy ladder match, I'm sure. But I'm excited for him. I wanted this for Penta. We said if he wasn't going to be with his brother, then he should be the mid-card champion. We've had this conversation like a year ago. But I don't know if it really matters. I thought he should have won with the Penta driver. Like, I feel like he should have had Dom kick out of the Destroyer and then get pinned by the Penta driver, but they did it the other way. I don't know if it really matters.
It didn't come out that good. The Destroyer, he didn't do the Destroyer that good. Like, I don't know. I thought, do I have it? No, I don't have it. I thought I had a shot of it, but yeah, I didn't think he did the Canadian Destroyer. And Dom's such a great wrestler that you would think that like they would hit it better than most, but they didn't. Yeah. It was a weaker finish, but again, it's setting up that whole storyline. Yeah, is it a fatal four-way? Maybe JD gets in this match somehow.
I'd rather the Judgment Day go that way, and then Penta can do something on his own. I don't want it to be like Penta and the belt with them versus all the JD.
That's fair. I mean, well, it's been like that for a while, but I don't know. I'm excited to see what is next. And then ultimately, this is the second run for Dom Mysterio. But how do you, I guess, reflect on his title run here? Because he won it back from John Cena.
Yeah, and again, I really loved that him and Cena match. I do like him with the belt. Again, we were so excited for him at Mania. Again, he did lose it to Cena, but got it back. And I really think that injury back in December kind of hampered so much. And then he had that injury. I'm pretty sure that was non-KV when he had the injury when he was in the feud with going into SummerSlam with the feud with AJ. Wasn't he also kind of banged up there? Memory serves.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember what, but yeah.
But again, I like him a lot. He's gonna be a star. He's gonna get that belt like 400 more times. So I think he's fine.
That's true. So Nikki, again, that was a big. Again, Raw was very action packed, a lot to get through, moment to moment throughout, and then ultimately brings us to the main event, where we do have a showdown between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Decided finally he was going to show up to work. He did his best impression of The Rock showing up to work every once in a while. But let's take a look back because Punk confronts Roman and basically says he's going to bury him.
We brought you back here to entertain the 30 to 40-year-old virgins that live with their mom and dad. Brought you back to maybe draw a house in Chicago. You can lie in your interviews and you can tweet that out on Instagram that you're hanging out with my cousins all you want to the world, but we all know the truth. Every second you get, you're bitching and moaning back there.
Who's we? You got some extra Samoan goblins in your pocket that I can't see? You're alone on your bus. You're alone in your room. Your cousins aren't with you anymore. There's no more shield to help you do anything. Hell, you don't even have a wise man anymore. And look at me. I took him away from you. Now I'm gonna bury you. And then you won't be all alone anymore. Because I'm gonna bury you next to your father.
Woo!
Yeah. Nikki, thoughts on the Punk Roman promo?
Again, I don't necessarily love, again, being part of the Dead Dad Club. I don't necessarily love that ending, but I loved the back and forth between both of them. I loved that he was like, Roman was like, we bought you here, for the 30 and 40-year-old guys living in their basement. I loved that, sort of it's alluded that like Punk brought the Shield in, and then Roman was like, it was like, you didn't pick me. And then Punk's like, well, you picked me. And I was like, I think, but then again, I love this promo off, but then next week we don't have Roman. And I don't expect every week to be a promo off between them, but then we're not going to have Roman. And I love that he's like, I have these bags because I'm carrying everything. So,
yeah.
I like that that Mania still seems so unpredictable. I don't know who's going to win this. I don't want Roman to win this, but I feel like they might do it.
Yeah. He makes valid point. And that's what a good promo does, though. It makes solid claims as to why, you should be the winner. So it's kind of like The Rock used this promo, like, you're like, just because you show up every week doesn't mean you're better than me. Like, I get it. Like, I have to come back all the time because you're so weak.
Yeah.
And like, as much as you're doing all this stuff, we know how fake you are.
Yeah. Seeing Reese in the chat saying that Rollins will interfere, and maybe you do have that looming, but he might be, we know how Nick feels about heels and faces. I think we're on this Seth turning face here. So would he come? Because he did say you'll never be champion as long as I'm breathing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. He said, does he come and cost Punk, but then he's helping Roman? And it's a weird kind of juxtaposition from last year. But I really don't want a part-timer to have the belt.
Yeah, me either. But I mean, I throw it out there. Was the promo too far, or you think you just got to clear it?
I think at this point, I think they're such professionals at this, and I feel like I don't know if Punk would just say that to get a reaction. I think they both agreed that, I think all the Samoans were didn't Zilla or one of them will go off about something. So I think he knew that would cause him. Maybe the Usos come and attack him, or Jacob or Solo, maybe I don't want a new bloodline, but it's Punk said this about, one of our high, not a tribal chief, but one of our high elders.
Yeah.
This could be, to fill in the time when Roman's not on TV that he's fighting with. I don't think when it was Paige and Charlotte, Paige wasn't supposed to bring up Reed. When Maxine and Maxine, and somebody, because Maxine's brother had passed away, that Maxine okayed that being brought up. I don't think, as big as Roman is, I don't think Punk would just say that with not the okay. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
He'd have to
Acknowledge me.
Right. And I think, and again, it makes sense if you want to get some heat on Punk, because I wonder if we're maybe going into this, because I don't, like, people love Roman Reigns. And, like, do they not know, again, how you feel? Is it, who's the heel, who's the face in this?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's two potential faces. Punk's a face. I think Roman's more facey than anything else. But I don't know. We'll see. But we want to hear from all you. Nikki, we are rolling in overtime, so I put the call-in link in the chat there as we roll back to. Let me get back to our new little.
So right.
I just don't know what colors to do. What colors? What color is this supposed to be? Red? Is that better? No.
Christmas color. I said do the blue.
Blue. That's right. Color blindness is.
You kind of look more Grinch color than anything, but.
Yep, that's good. All right. So we're going to open up the phone lines shortly. Here, let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking. Call-in link is in the description. It's also pinned in the chat here on YouTube. It's in the YouTube description. Also in the Facebook description there if you're watching via Facebook like Paul T is. So we got a lot going on. So, Nikki, are you ready? Because the phone lines are already buzzing. Buddy, wake up.
What?
I'm talking to you. Hello, lady.
I'm sorry. I'm working.
Let me talk to you.
You want me to hit the snare?
Yes, I would like you to do your job and hit the snare. Bing bong. Nikki.
Bing bong.
Calls. Yeah, before we get to our first caller, Ed put in the chat, can't wait for Cody versus Randy. Do you think the title changes?
I think they're gonna put it on Cody, and I feel like they're doing Drew dirty, but maybe we'll get Drew Jacob in some sort of street fight fashion.
God, yeah, I don't know. We'll
It
see.
should be. I don't know. I want to reserve that because I feel like we're going to talk about this next week.
Yeah, we will. Well, so we'll get to it. But first, let's get to our first caller. Joining the chat, our friend from If We Had the Pencil, only watching WWE main roster, Sean. What's up, Sean?
What is going on? Hopefully hotel internet holds out because whoo, this place is rough. Let me tell you.
Well, so far so good.
So Smirnoff, in case you're asking, yes.
Yes. What are you drinking? What you thinking?
Yeah. I know. With Nikki not at the bar, I'm missing all the good spots.
Yeah. So, all right. What am I thinking? All right. So I'll just touch on some of the stuff you guys have been touching on. So Penta made me so happy, right? Like I kind of put it in the chat too. Like it wasn't a matter of if, it was when, right? Like we knew it was coming. Like they just had to put it in the right spot. Could it have been sooner? Maybe. But I think you give them a nice, big, chunky run here, for that. Like I popped. I popped. Everybody in the hotel knows I popped, by the way, because I jumped out of my seat, literally, and yelled, F yeah. Like, I was so happy with that outcome. And
So,
honestly,
Sean, when you say a chunky run, though, so like, do you think he makes it past Mania?
yes. Yeah, I think you almost have to. I think I know some people on this show are not big fans of Unreal, but you always got to kind of read between the lines a little bit. And like one of the big things they talked about was like Penta is going to be huge, right? I think we're starting to see that step towards we're going to see Penta huge, right? And honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really hurt Dom because he still has the other belt. You know, and it also adds to the Judgment Day storyline. We could all, that one's written in crayon right now, right? With Finn and everything else. So it's just a question of who goes with Finn, who stays with Dom, in my opinion. And I agree with you on your Vakir take as well, which is, I think, the same thing.
And brilliant. It's going to, I'll pop so hard. Nikki will not want to be near me. I will be insufferable, as Jack Sparrow would say.
Well, I think I think because then you establish a, you know, two, it's like, okay, it's happened twice now, you know, Rhea, now Liv. He does it a third time. Now he's the love him and leave him guy, right? Like, it's really, you know, and he's such a slimy character to begin with. It's like kind of on par, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll feed that Judgment Day rift with them where I don't know who's in, who's out, you know, kind of deal. It's kind of hard to read right now, but like, I love it. And then I'm going to say, I know you guys were talking about the promo at the end of Raw. Look, I'm not vibing on Punk and Roman right now. I am totally not vibing on them. To me, it feels like their promos are the equivalent of two old farts in a diner arguing back and forth right now. Like, that's totally how it feels. You know, there's nothing of substance, and it's just like, here, I'm a bigger jerk. No, you're the jerk. Like, ugh. And it sometimes they hit on something good. Like, you know, the Punk line about I'm gonna have to carry you for like the next 7 weeks or something like that. I was like, okay, that was a good one. But like, I feel like they're trying too hard. Like, Punk is trying very hard. It comes across to me as he's trying very hard to be edgy, right? Like, oh my God, he dropped 2 S-bombs in the same, you know, in the same promo in one night. Like, oh my God, the old Punk's back. And he's not. He's, you know, old man, like doing old man jokes.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I will say, you guys put it up on the screen, and I was like, oh yeah, that is tonight. The Cody Drew thing.
I saw your reaction backstage, and I didn't know if it could have taken it so many ways, and then now, as you say it, it makes so much more sense. He's reacting, grabbed his head, and he's just like,
I love what Drew McIntyre is doing right now with the title. Like, he not only is worried about the title, and he's not just saying I'm in charge, but he's backing up the rest of the roster. Like, it's little things that Drew's doing right now with the title. And like, I'm going to be honest. There's 2 things about this. One, even if you do Cody Randy, it doesn't excite me. And does it need the title? No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't. Like, Cody Randy is a story that honestly should be around SummerSlam starting now. And there's so much backstory to it. You don't want to, you know, I don't want to pour kerosene on that and let it burn. I want to slow burn it, you know, get out the 2 sticks, start rubbing them together a little bit, and then just let that go. And then to Nikki's point, like, Drew deserves something significant. He deserves a Drew in front of the crowd Mania moment. And like, I really want that for him, especially because like, he's the most, honestly, out of all both men's world champions, he's way more compelling right now to me than Punk. Like, Drew is very compelling in terms of his story. And then you always had these underlying themes. Like, he's like, I didn't do nothing to Fatu. He still sticks by that. And like, I love that. My favorite thing about Drew, he always tells the truth. He may twist it, but he always tells you the truth. So it'll be interesting. I hope they don't strap Cody tonight. Like, just have the match and just have Cody slip on a banana peel, because like Cody as world champion just, I'm gonna lose all my drink now. Like the thought of it just, and Cody's better chasing. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather see Cody lose this. If somebody's gonna go over, have Randy go over at Mania and have Cody chase Randy. Then you start really heating up that story. So those are my quick little takes. But yeah.
Well,
that screenshot, I was like, oh, that's tonight. Like, damn it.
I know it's a good point. We could see a title change tonight. It would be awful. And I know I'll throw that out there. Reese did put it. They did already. Orton and Cody did technically have that WrestleMania match with the Legacy group with Ted DiBiase Jr. But yeah, I mean, again, but that's the point. It's never been one-on-one to, I guess, kind of Sean's.
But it's more about Cody went away, he came back. Randy, Randy's always been here. You don't necessarily need it's to lean into that past history, right? Like that's the story. That's the biggest piece of chicken in the bucket, right? Like there's a lot of meat on the bone, and there's a lot that you can do with that story, so because Cody right now, if you don't give him something substantive that he can work with, I'm not too impressed, right? Like the Roman Reigns stuff was easy, right? Like he's got to finish his story. It was nice. We all wanted to see him finish his story. The Rock tried to derail it, and then he fixed it again, So it's like, so that's why I'm like, I'm kind of down on Cody. Cody's stock for me is down right now. Drew's is up, Cody's down. Just saying.
Fair enough. Sean, pleasure having you.
Thank you. I always appreciate you having me. You guys all have a good one and love the show. And let's see what ends on SmackDown. Nick, I'm sure you'll see in the text chat. So,
I know. I know. I'm sure it'll be no soon.
Alrighty, y'all. Good seeing you.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean. I know I gotta start getting him an intro. Right now, he's just a great guy.
He's a real ring-a-ding-dong dandy. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Nikki. You're upstairs. I don't know. You're upstairs. I'm downstairs. It's different. I'm at the bar. It's a different thing.
Mom's at work.
Different climate. I don't know. Down here, it's kind of cold. Up there, I don't know. It looks like it's all right, but I could see there's a cloud coming in behind you. There's a little bit of a storm coming, and it's bringing a little bit of Reese White. Reese, what's up, buddy?
Hello, sir.
Evening.
What are you drinking? What are you thinking? Pepsi? Cool.
Shocker.
You'll be having a Pepsi, sir. We serve Pepsi in the bar. We serve everything in this.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
I'm Sean's 100th subscriber. So
very awesome.
So good for him. Keep going.
There you go, Sean. Yeah.
Just for that take on Cody Rhodes alone.
Also, congrats. Speaking of subscribers, congrats, Reese. 500 for Reese.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Bumpy road, but monetization mode actually is now underway. Is now being reviewed. So yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Probably as long as Chelsea Green's status as a IC champion. So
here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Who knew talent came in so many ways?
That's awesome. Yeah, we're trying to do that. I was like, I would love to know who's like our 100. No one ever wrote in.
We put it out there to them to let us know because we have those Danhausen socks.
I know those socks never got, and even or 100, 500,000. None of them got those socks.
No one told us. Those socks are still in there somewhere.
What's crazy is I remember. I need to figure out how I know this. I know who my first subscriber is. I know who my 10th is. I know who the 50th is, the 100th, the 250th, the 400th, and the 500th. I know them all, which is not normal. But then I'll probably. But then if I ever make it to 1,000, I'll forget who 1,000 is. But you always remember who was there at the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't know. For me, just math.
3 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning. If we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice.
What's so sad about that bloody segment is the very pathetic excuse of a woman, not Nikki, she's a great one, the certain person in the background who threatened to sue 1,000 people because nobody liked her. Raka Khan is an absolute nightmare. So, yeah, she literally sued 1,000 people, including Jim Cornette. She sued the whole state for getting booed.
Psycho.
Yeah, she's genuine psychopath.
Anyway, Reese, what do you think?
Didn't know I got recruited to the War Dogs.
I know.
Take that. I mean, I think we can safely say the leader.
I don't know. You got to challenge David Finlay, and he loves to fight.
That's quite easy. I'll just chop his head off.
So that is one of the things I know you want to talk about, right? Finlay.
Yeah, because I was speaking about that earlier on my channel, and I still stand by what I said. I still stand by it. For anyone who thinks I'm going to change my mind, I'm going to be a hypocrite all of a sudden. I wish him well in AEW, but I stand by what I said last week. I stand by what I said the week before, and when the whole last set of rumors of he was leaving New Japan. He is one of those few wrestlers I don't think will work in America. But if he proves me wrong, fantastic.
So,
but
okay. I'm going to stop you right there. So why? So as Americans, now I want to know, why do you think, like, so what have you seen? Because you watch New Japan way more than we do. Mm-hmm. And what have you seen from him in New Japan that Tony loved enough to sign and that he didn't want to go through NXT or whatever? Like, what that you feel in general, whether it's WWE or AEW, that he wouldn't work in America?
I'm happy to oblige to that question. For me, it's look how long it took, even though he's generally one of the best in the world, look how long it took Will Ospreay to adapt to the US style. He's already in the way, he's wrestled a few times in the States, but it's the acclimatization of getting used to a location, getting used to a style. Finlay's wrestled in Japan for years, longer than Will did. And he is bread and butter through that system. Whereas when you look at how things work, Finlay he's just as aggressive what AEW needs, but his mindset is pure New Japan. You're going to have to not fully reset him, but you have to maintain the style is the same, but you're going to be working more. You need to aim for this type of promo. You need to aim for this type of character, this type of juncture, and that doesn't fit in with the Rebel. It's so different. So like I said about Evil, Evil's character will fail in WWE within the first 2 weeks. If he goes to AEW, Evil will fail within 2 weeks. Finlay, not in terms of timescale, if they keep him in the trios division, fails in a month.
So you're saying he needs to be more like he's a character that needs to be able to freelance versus given an instruction, and he's less coachable for lack of a better term.
He should have done what Will Ospreay did after Will Ospreay came to the States. For me, he should have went a couple of matches in this promotion, couple of matches in that one, get used to the locale, and then go for one of the in sense of like TNA are still technically a major promotion, but they're pissing me off that much that I don't care. But they should have went for the element of you do that route and you work your way into it, and then you make your choice. If his choice was AEW anyway, they still would have offered him a contract regardless. I think he should have been a bit more self-aware. But I stand by it. Like right now, the only positive is you've got the run back of Omega, White, Finlay, 3 in a row. But he's never had a connection with Kenny Omega before.
Right.
So you can't do a David Finlay, Kenny Omega feud over the history of Bullet Club. Doesn't work.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. You could argue that when you left, I took the reins type deal. But here's the problem with that.
He didn't because Jay White did.
The only problem with that is this one thing. And the same thing with Jay White. Why do I give a shit about New Japan when I'm watching AEW?
And Finlay's the reason that Jay White got excommunicated from New Japan. This was the first time that Jay White has actually returned to New Japan since he got banned because of that loss to David Finlay. And that was Tanahashi's retirement. He hasn't been back since. So you've got this to do. But that is his match. Jay White versus David Finlay. That's it. And if you do that straight away, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't top that.
I just think I'm a very much of a believer of the same thing of like, and the caller before you, Sean, right? It's the same idea. Like, you only watch WWE and it's a reset. And like anyone in NXT, I don't give a shit how many NXT world titles you won. You could be 12-time champion. I don't care. You're resetting at that level. So, so it's still the creative. So yeah, you might have history and you can cite that history. And WWE does that a lot, but it doesn't, like, I don't care like that Powerhouse Hobbs and Cody Rhodes had history. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But like, say they have history and then build off of, hey, like we have a past. But you have to create a new future based off of point blank is their interaction in that promotion, AEW, WWE, wherever.
That's why I think essentially what they should have done, what I would have done personally is I still want to see Jay White versus David Finlay in AEW anyway. For me, if Jay White's back for end of the year, make that the Full Gear main event over the world title. Because that alone is a bigger match than whoever you put in the AEW world title scene, unless the main event is, say, Ospreay versus Omega, and it's a heel Kenny, for example, or heel Will, which I highly doubt they'll turn Will heel, but if they did, that's your moneymaker. But if it's Jay White versus David Finlay in a main event, I said it before, that Jay White, when he's fully healed, is the best main eventer AEW has, including Kenny. You've got a fully fit, fully healed, ready to go David Finlay in the same manner. It's aggression meets, like, technical wise, right there. You've actually got a style of opponent that I haven't seen, and I'm going to go on a limb. If you put aggression and technical ability against each other, I haven't seen this match since Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle in 2008. That's how far back I'm going in terms of like that specific opponent, in terms of the contrast and style. But when you look at what we've had since then, there's so many polarized moments, but this is where they don't have to fully change David Finlay, but they have to add different. I agree with you. They have to add different layers to his rebel character, make it a bit more than what he just had in New Japan. But it's just, it takes a bit of time to go from that level of assimilation. But he is, the good thing for him as well, though, is there's no language barrier.
Right.
There's no need to waste time. He could walk into two divisions right now, and I'm fine. He could walk into the world title scene, and he can walk into the international scene. For goodness sake, put the title on him over Okada. And that's saying much, because in fact, I'm a big Okada fan. I would have David Finlay beat Okada for the title.
That's high praise, Reese.
I would. I would do that because it makes a lot in that way, especially when I know Catherine said in the chat earlier on, and I 100% disagree with her. He should not be in the trios division. No, like absolutely not. Like I wouldn't mind the War Dogs versus Bullet Club Gold as one match. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't want it as a trios title thing. No.
Yeah.
Let it be a standalone.
We'll see. What else you got, Reese?
Penta won something.
Yeah. Seriously. Were you I mean, I was a little surprised by the timing of it. I thought we'd see Lucha Brothers and maybe Penta would get this later on in his career, but yeah. Nice. It's nice to see a little bit of change about it. Yeah. Do you think he makes it past WrestleMania?
I want him to, but I don't know. If he's a transitional champion, I'll be annoyed.
Agreed.
I would give it to him.
What would you find this transitional? Like if he makes it to WrestleMania and loses it, well, I mean, I can't see it. Like what it would be a random Raw that he defends it on and loses it. Like
for me, the transitionals would be. For me, the transitionals if he drops it to Balor, who then goes into an immediate feud for the title with Mysterio.
Agreed.
So you both would agree that it's a. Or you're both
it's like champ on reverse.
But if he gets, so if he won it on Monday, and if he gets to WrestleMania, which is April 17th, and essentially 6 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly, you would consider that a transitional champion for 6 weeks.
Yeah, still would.
Because you just put the belt on Penta, so like Finn doesn't pin Dom. That's the transition part.
It's like Roddy, Mountie, Brett.
Right.
And now you've got Briscoe, Ciampa, Fletcher, Dom, Penta, Balor.
Yeah, but it. I don't know. I mean, if you get to,
it's still transitional.
Yeah, Reese, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I guess it's a losing argument. Fair enough. I lost you guys in this. All right, Reese, before we go, last shot.
Last shot. Subscribe to these guys; they're awesome. And Nikki, I'll see you next Sunday. Well, next Friday and Sunday. Mm-hmm. And Nick, you're on the SWA tomorrow, so prepare not to lose.
Oh, Reese. Oh, by the way, Nikki, I told Reese on his show the new finisher for Mr. Teodoro is called the Taylor Ham Slamwich.
I know you told me you were going to tell him that last week, and I was hoping maybe you'd forget. But
oh no, the Taylor Ham Slamwich is it puts down a lot of people. Listen, you have that at the morning or night, it's gonna put you down. It's very heavy and it
is funny.
It's a shot right to the gut.
Pork roll up.
Local jokes will get you local work.
Local medical facility.
Fair enough. Well, Reese, pleasure as always. Ladies and gentlemen, Reese Lightning. It's been Nikki. Just great call after great call.
It's banger after banger after banger.
All right, Nikki, are you ready? Got another regular coming at you. We need to know. I think it's because you throw up the bat signal. He got his ass kicked by David Finlay in that shillelagh. So I think that, anytime say his name, Darby Allin, and he appears, we need to know what's in his head.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks.
What's in your head?
Adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes. Are you guys excited for 3-time champion Cody Rhodes tonight? Cody Raheem Rhodes. Have you prepared?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm as big of a Cody guy as I am. I'm not really feeling it if it happens. I mean, I did see online that maybe Triple H accidentally tweeted the poster for that match for Mania. Don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. But big oof if it does happen.
Oh yeah, Drew. If they put the title on Cody just to give him a 3, like, part of me feels like even his second title run was kind of shitty. So like,
I wouldn't say it was shitty. I would consider it lackluster. Because it just feels like you took the belt off him just to give it to Cena, to give him the unseen 17.
Yeah.
Just to give it back to Cody to kind of continue what you were doing. And it's like, it's kind of like what Punk or what they're doing with Punk with the belt. It's not that I'm not vibing, but it's like he's just I don't want to say like it's mid or it's mediocre, but it's just he's doing what he's supposed to do as champion, and there's nothing compelling about it.
Punk, you say?
Yeah.
Jackson's acting up.
It's all right.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Right? I can't believe him. How dare he? Him and his adorable snaggletooth.
I know he's got a lot of nerve. He just tries to take. But
I do like that. Reese had brought. You guys had brought up with Reese. You guys had brought up the newest AEW game changer, Dave Finlay, newest member of the Dogs.
Listen, we now know the age-old question. You might have. I don't know if you were in the chat during. Like, we now know who let the dogs out.
I just like that I just like that Tony Khan is just signing all of the Bullet Club offshoots and then doing nothing with them. I can't wait for the Elite versus the Dogs versus the Bang Bang Gang.
I can't wait till he hires all the rejects from the Bullet Club, like the jobbers, and he calls it like the Bullet Blanks.
He signs like Chase Owens and like Taiji Ishimori and Kenta. Like, just bring them all in.
Jeff Jarrett.
Ooh.
Call them the Cap Guns.
The Cap Guns.
Or the Water Guns.
No, I mean, listen, if we're just going to call them the Dogs, I mean, I'm aware of another dog that just got released or quit. Listen, you got the Dogs managed by the Road Dog.
The Road Dog.
You want to acclimate the Dave Finlay to the US, right? Changes catchphrase, right? That's the word, the dog.
Does JYD have any relatives in the industry that we could
the junkyard
that we could bring into this group?
We just need more dog-based wrestlers.
Or you know what? Just he's not who does it? Throw Rick Steiner in there.
I was thinking get Viscera in there, and listen, I know this sounds kind of like out of left field, but like you bring in the Road Dog who used to like fuck people in the ass before hitting the pump handle slam, right? Viscera, that was also his finish for a little while. So just like, I don't know, get more sodomy based finishers in this group. Who lets me on this show? It's not a
I'm a nice man.
Yeah, like I guess in the reverse, get Rikishi in there too. Like you guys see where I'm going with this.
Jeez, I'm now remembering the fact that he did literally dry hump his opponent.
Yeah, there was like a 2 or 3 month period where Viscera was just dry humping dudes. Like,
well, no, I'm talking about this guy.
Yeah, no, that was his entire career.
Yeah, I completely forgot that. Yeah, like in the off chance that he won a singles match, because he was like hardcore champion at one point in time. But yeah, he would literally dry hump his opponent before giving him a pump handle. It wasn't even a pump handle. No, it wasn't. It was a pump handle drop. It used to, because I remember the whatever WWE video game for N64 was at the time. It wasn't a slam because he couldn't get him up this high, so he would just drop him.
You just drop him, yeah.
Rhea does it, and Rhea lifts him up probably more than he did anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as Wrath, because Wrath being like, "It's time for the fucking meltdown," and he fucking hit him with the thing. I'm sorry that I'm taking the piss out of Dave Finlay because I legit was excited when with his entire like Rebel transformation and everything. Because like in a similar fashion to Jay White, like once Jay White eventually took over the Bullet Club, like this guy got himself into incredible shape, and his whole knife pervert gimmick was actually pretty fantastic. But like he looked like a fucking main eventer, right? And I'm like, oh shit, if they could do this with Dave Finlay, this is gonna be awesome. And like it just never really clicked for me. Like he never got to that level. And I think it was because like his ceiling ended up just being either the like the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, like whatever like the secondary belt was. Yeah. They always kind of gave him that as leader of the Bullet Club. So it always felt like it always felt like the War Dogs was just like his version of his version of the War Dogs was just an upper mid card. It was like him rebuilding DX with the DX army, but he never quite got there. That's just me.
That's what I worry about. Like I know Reese loves and Reese. Sorry, but like he talks about Jay White very highly, but I feel like Jay White's been getting booked that way, where it's like you're just going to be booked as a mid card to upper mid card guy, unless there's some storyline that they can create for you to be a main eventer. And every time that gets to that point, it doesn't seem it never seems like it gets materialized. Either he gets injured or just the storyline is just not great enough for him to get the belt.
There's too many people in AEW. There's
yeah.
I mean, I feel like we have this conversation every week. It's just there's too many people online. So what do? You regulate a bunch of people to the mid card. And now we got a bunch of new toys, you know, Ciampa and everybody else. And I don't know what you do. I don't know what like the problem is that the problem is at that rate that you have to start booking everybody in a group or in a trios or in a something to get everybody TV time. And it doesn't give everybody time to shine. And I really feel like Bullet Club Gold or the Bang Bang Gang or what the hell they're called this week. That group is cursed. Like they're cursed worse than the Vision. Because holy shit! Every time these guys, like one of these guys, come back, like someone else breaks their leg, their kneecap is popping out of their body. Like, what is going on?
Sad.
Yeah, you've got. I would say the four of them. Nobody can stay healthy.
No.
So it's almost like it's almost a shame that like. It's almost a shame that like those four guys, well, you know, Juice Robinson, it made sense because he didn't want to go back to WWE, but it's almost a shame at this point that the other three ended up signing with AEW. Yeah, it made sense for I was going to call them the Ass Boys.
Gun Club.
Yeah, it makes sense for them, especially at the time for them going there.
Honestly, I feel like that was the thing that got him over the most is Danhausen. Like,
no. I would say Austin Gunn in the crowd during the pandemic was the audience, was the show, trying to like cheering and booing and screaming. Like he carried a lot of that.
That and Colton's undefeated streak on like AEW Dark and Elevation was like one of the like funniest running bits on the internet during the pandemic too.
Right.
Like that guy went undefeated for, you know, that guy was on like a Goldberg level like undefeated streak for a little while there. Like nobody talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but those two are like, they're really good. It's just a shame that A, they can't stay healthy, and then B, they're just two guys.
Yeah.
No, the Guns, because I still ultimately feel like if they stay healthy, they're going to WWE, and they're going to be tremendous in WWE. Like they'll be like the Usos if they could stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, and I would have loved to have seen Dave Finlay pop over at NXT to try to like, just acclimate himself a little bit. And then him be the leader of whatever group is his brother's in, whatever version. They're gonna end up running like a dynasty or like a bloodline, second generation, like legacy kind of group.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was, excuse me, his brother was like, I gotta go talk to my dad to go get us a leader. I was like, oh shit, I guess they're planting seeds for Dave Finlay. They just didn't want to pay him enough. But like, I get it. You know, he wants more toys to play with. So here's $45 billion.
Yeah.
Like, well, like Josh Alexander. Look at Josh Alexander. Like, yep, I'll take a whatever you got. I'm just saying like a $500K a year deal and go on your main roster and just job out. I don't care.
Yeah, I get it. Listen. Listen. I'm glad that our fellow members of the Don Callis family, you know, because I'm pretty sure the three of us. Jake something, Mark Davis, you know, El Clan or whatever. Like I'm Rocky Romero. I'm glad that we've been kicking the shit out of the Death Riders every week. You know, like we're there. You just have to look. Like
we're the trios champions.
You can't tell me we're not.
Freebird rule, baby.
I don't even know what the point of the Don Callis family is at this point. But the point I was going to make is that, listen, I get it. You know, make that money, right? Show up, get paid to work maybe 2 or 3 times a week on TV. You know, it is what it is. Somebody like James Storm too, when he was had a couple of NXT tryout matches and they offered him whatever the contract was, he was like, I was about to have another kid and like I couldn't take the pay cut at the time. I get it. But guys like LA Knight were like, yeah, I took a massive pay cut, but I knew that when I got there, I was only going to be in NXT for so long and had the ceiling to make way more money. And now he's making, I think he was saying he's making like 5 times whatever that was. Or something crazy like that. So it's like
kidnapping people.
That was fantastic.
All you gotta do is drive an ambulance.
Right. And now with the the WWE's reduced schedule, that is what it is. For better or for worse.
Yeah. No,
but it's better for the talent's bodies, but it's one of those, you'll hear some of the older guys complaining about the newer guys not getting reps in.
Yeah. What he talks about on his podcast, like every podcast now.
Yeah, I mean it's it's gonna be a good thing, bad thing. We'll see where it goes.
Ed, what else you got?
I have no idea what they're doing with on the road to Mania. I mean, I get that we're smack dab in the middle of the Ruthless Depression era. I get that, like, I don't want to say I agree with Mania losing its luster, but we're definitely in this like, okay, let's get to Mania, let's get over the hump, and then let's reset. This isn't like the AEW's great reset. We're gonna, this is the reset we need, and now we're gonna hit everything. But I don't know what we're doing. I mean, with Road Dogg quitting, getting fired, whatever happened, it already looks like we're getting better quality SmackDown. I mean, I was going to make the joke, I don't know, I don't watch. But from the clips I'm seeing, things look a little bit more interesting. I do miss the camera work of a couple years ago where we got all those interesting drone shots and the cool like 360 shots from the crowd, or coming like from the crowd and spinning around these people. But like,
it feels so long ago at this point.
It honestly does feel like a completely different timeline.
No,
a completely different era.
But I 100% agree with you. Though. Like I think the consensus, whether it's us, the Jets, like, is that like with BG James, Road Dogg, whatever, out of creative, like it's going to be a new era. Like whether it's even for 2 weeks, you're going to see something different, and maybe it's a little bit more entertaining and action packed, and that's what we're hoping for. Like because WrestleMania season's not as exciting as it should be right now.
No, I agree. Because it's usually like, okay, if things get a little boring, it's always Mania season that like they kick it on and like, oh shit, okay, like yeah, you've heard me say this a bunch. Like we've had this conversation off mic that like, wrestling as a whole is what it is, but like when it's good, it's great. It's so good when it's good. And like Mania season is always like you get those moments of, okay, this is what this is supposed to be. I can show people who aren't fans or who are casual fans, like, you got to check this out. Lately, it's just like, hey, you should watch this 45-second clip of Danhausen talking to Adam Pearce because it's funny as hell.
Oh, so good.
I absolutely lost my shit at him calling him Cold Steve.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if he said Cold Steve or Coach Steve because like yeah, but like also like both of them work great. Like, oh yes, my glasses. Yeah, this guy's
this guy's great.
It's just like every bit of it. Like, yes, it's the art truth, but it's such a different level of like gimmickry, if I get to use that word.
Yeah.
Like no.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't even care if he wrestles or not.
Me, yeah.
He doesn't have to. But I did love the Judgment Day selling that like he just like, disappeared and JD's like Batman.
Yeah.
It's literally 2 seconds, like this close to you, and they're like, what? So it was great. It was just like that they played into And that's what helps. Because I said people were shitting on it at the beginning. I was like, put him with someone. I originally said Punk because we all know he's there because of Punk. But like that interaction with the Judgment Day, I feel like turned a lot of people like, oh, this is actually.
It's like the old Hurricane Helms used to do that every once in a while. But like it's the idea of like you don't know when you're going to interact with him. And when you do, you should be on your best behavior, because if you don't, like that's kind of the gimmick. Is like he's such a weird dude, but like he seems harmless and weird, and you're like, no, if like I wrestled you, I'd kick the shit out of you. But like that's the thing, is he has the not magical, but like these weird things that just whether or not like having it, you want to be on his good side, and like, that should be the interactions for a little while that everyone gets brought up to speed on it.
Yeah, I was otherwise he's gonna curse you and shovel teeth down your throat.
I think I do need him to wrestle, because that has to be a spot. Instead of thumbtacks, it's the teeth.
I'm with it, honestly. No, honestly, like I don't know where we're going, and like I said, I feel like we're just in this weird spot where everybody's just getting booked into a corner, and I'm almost like, okay, can we just like, can Mania be tomorrow so we can just get over this, so we can get on to something new?
The reset.
But I'm worried how much of, because I was texting Nick this morning, how much of a reset are we getting? Because it's Mania, then you have Backlash, then there's a Saturday night's main event, then there's Clash in Italy. There's 3 things in May.
That's so much.
Plus, then we have AEW. Like, you don't need 3 of those things. Like, we can put away Saturday night's main event for a little bit.
It's exhausting.
I get you do Backlash after Mania. I'm glad you're not calling it WrestleMania Backlash anymore. But like, do we need Paris and a Saturday night's main event also in May?
No, and then you're going to weaken the cards too.
Exactly. And so then what pay-per-view are you booking towards? Because they had that issue, around Survivor Series or right before Survivor Series, that like you thought this match was going to be like at Survivor, or what was before Survivor Series? Whatever pay-per-view it was, you're like, oh, that should be that. But then it got moved to, it was like a Saturday night's main event thing. So
it was Bad Blood one year.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
We will
talk about it enough on this show.
No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. Yeah, like there's a lot going on in May, so like it may not be a reset, but we'll see.
WrestlePalooza, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about WrestlePalooza.
We all want to forget about WrestlePalooza.
Was that the Becky Lynch Seth versus AJ Punk match?
Yes.
That feels like forever ago.
I know. Yeah.
Does Seth Rollins figure in a Mania plans at all? Are we like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, he's getting a match, but I just hope, I think it's him and Braun. I agree with Nikki on this one. I think it's him and Braun Breaker.
If he's healthy.
If he's healthy, I think he's going to come back and avenge Heyman.
Yeah, and that
I'd be so interested though, and then this is purely speculation. 1, because I'm a huge fan of the guy, but 2, because of the text message he got a couple weeks ago. I would absolutely love Heyman just dropping the Vision at this point. Seth just like beats the crap out of these 3 guys, and brings in Killer Cross just to get revenge, like or just completely rebuilds the Vision in no pun intended, in his vision.
Yeah,
just do something like that.
Mad at it.
I know. If Cross comes back, friend of the show, we would love it. We wouldn't love it, but we'll see. We'll see.
Get there.
Before we let you go, you know the deal. Last shot.
I got 2 things. Listen, I completely forgot that Viscera had passed. Get the Necromancer Chris Jericho in here. Have him resurrect Viscera so we can we can get the real version of the Dogs. But 2, my friends. Word of the wise, word of warning, please don't powerbomb Billy Kidman. Don't try. You guys have seen this. He's gonna hit you with that face buster. It's not a good time. It's bad for everybody.
Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen. Ed.
I love you, sir.
Love you too.
Tell your wife I love her more.
Ed, talk about Jericho. You know what happens when you talk about Jericho.
You just made the list.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. CM Punk said to Roman that you just made a list.
I know.
And I was like,
which more fuel to the fire that Jericho is 100% coming back in one form or another. So we'll see. But Nikki, We got time for one last call. Are you ready?
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
Steven!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you?
Lincoln, what do you think, friend?
I've been thinking this whole show that wouldn't it be funny as all fuck if a deer came up behind Nikki?
That would traumatize me.
Started poking his nose, seeing if you had any good snacks, whatever.
I would scream. That would scare the shit out of me.
All right, Nikki doesn't like your theories and your thoughts, Steven.
From the bottom of my heart, man to man, fuck your story.
Steven, no.
Rock's just mad because he has to wait to film his Scorsese movie another year because he moved on to it. Scorsese moved on to a different project.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, then he's gonna show up at WrestleMania now.
Oh, now you're gonna be worried.
He has to go and interfere in a match so they can set up Rock Roman in Arabia.
That's probably.
Oh no, Steven, don't put
free
that in the
now.
universe.
Steven, you know what? You're getting 2 drops.
Cut it out. Get out of here.
Oh, this guy had a song written about him, so you know.
True. Well, allegedly.
Oh, girl.
Allegedly. I think he pretty much copped to it being him. So.
Well,
Best breakup song ever in the history of ever.
Yeah, that is one of the angriest songs. Yes. Even to this day, and that was 30 years ago.
Well, Alanis Morissette.
That album, I would go on a tirade. Go on.
I digress. Steven, what do you think?
All right, where should we begin? Let's begin with the women. I think this might end up being all women this time, but you know, let's begin with Rhea Ripley and the week she's had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so she had some interesting online exchanges.
That she did.
You know, the word going around, you know, whether it's true or not, it's going around, is that she doesn't want to do this match with Jade.
Oh.
She was very, very happy being in the tag team with EO and just taking it easy and, you know, still being featured while it's not, her. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, not taking the lead on the singles. She's the break glass in case of emergency fill-in because Bianca's not ready. And who knows if Bianca's ever going to be ready now, the way her fingers been gone after surgery. But there's also been talk about making the Rhea Jade match or the Liv Steph match, but lately more so this match, the main event of night 1.
Oh.
So now let's work this out a little. Who are your 3, not necessarily your 3 favorites or who you think are the 3 best, who consensus wise would you say are the 3 biggest stars in the WWE right now?
Not Jade.
Like male or female, or just female?
Yeah. Forget gender in and you don't have to rank them. Just, you know, the 3 names you think are at the top of the list.
Probably Punk is one of them.
Right.
Rhea, I'd say the women Rhea's probably Yeah, because there's no one on Raw or SmackDown that compares to her. Yeah, Dom has to Nikki's point, gets a big, and Cody gets a reaction everywhere he is.
Would you say Rhea is a bigger name right now in general than Roman?
There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right. So you have two of your top three in the main event night 2, Punk versus Roman. You know, I don't think too many people have a problem with that. So your night 1 main event, whoever is left over out of that 3, again, however it is you want to rank them, is Cody. Cody versus, now unless the person Cody is wrestling is going to be somebody like, you know, at least a third of the way down the card, if not further, Cody kind of has to be in your main event because he's your biggest draw that isn't in your night 2 main event. Now, it's maybe questionable if as to who's the bigger star between Rhea and Randy. Certainly Jade is not as big as either of them.
No.
And then if you want to include Liv and Stephanie in that equation, I think they're below. You know, while they're big, they're below all 3 of them. So,
yeah, I think Liv's above Stephanie and like not nowhere near, not on the level yet.
Yeah, I mean, love to see it. When they did this at WrestleMania 35, your 2 biggest stars in the company, I mean, it was pretty solid, was Becky and Ronda Rousey. So absolutely their main event. And 37 was the one with the rain in the half full stadium, where it was Sasha and Bianca.
Yeah,
I mean, that was that whole Mania and the one before it, which I still say never existed. You know, that was you know, a mulligan. I'd really have to look at that whole card again to see, but you know, love to see it. Maybe they take another mulligan, but you know, maybe that would be a trade-off for Rhea not really wanting to do the match, because even she knows 2 things. Number 1, this is really Bianca's feud if she ever comes back, and number 2, that match isn't going more than 10 minutes. And she may, you know, not that Rhea doesn't, you know, wouldn't be interested in doing business, but she would have to put likely have to put Jade over.
Right.
And then you're running, you know, your main event night 1 potentially being Jade standing tall at the end of it, which I don't think too many people want.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Fair point. I don't know.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, Steven, you go.
No, it's just not to say Rhea won't be worthy of a main event, you know, a different Mania.
Yeah.
But not this one. She would have to be top, you know, at least top 3 overall of their stars. And I don't think she's there. And they would have to pair with somebody who's like immediately behind her.
No,
it's just a matter of economics, because you're counting on your Mania main events to draw people in.
Yeah.
And that's not, you're already not selling tickets. Jade and the main event is not going to sell tickets. I'm sorry. And you know, I am the one that cheers the loudest for the women on this. And I honestly loved that Bianca Sasha match. You know, I can talk.
That was a really good match. Yes.
It was a great match. Like, were we in the basement for that one? Yeah, we were, because it wouldn't be night 1. I think we watched it together, but like, I really liked that match. I think that storyline made sense. Again, same with like Becky, Ronda, insert Charlotte, like that. Finally having a women's match main event, I want it to be earned and deserved. And I feel like the 2 women's matches that actually did. This bullshit between them is not main to me at all.
This is not last minute. There's still a month and a half to go. But this is your substitute. And I think Rhea would have been perfectly happy being in a multi-team ladder match with EO. that maybe would have resulted in finally the feud with EO that we all know is going to happen at some point. This whole thing about predicting when these feuds we all know are going to happen, it's becoming like the Inquirer saying every week for 20 years about Jennifer Aniston being pregnant. You know, they figured if they print it every week, eventually they're going to be right, and then they can say, "See, we had it first."
Yeah, fair enough. Steve, what else you got?
What else do I got? Well, I also, hopefully this is more than a rumor and this is the plan. Well, we know they moved the start times for each night, I think, an hour earlier, the first bell? Okay, which is fine. I hope that's not a trend of going back to the 7.5-hour nights that they were hoping to avoid by going to 2 days in the first place. But rumor along with that is, not only increasing the number of matches each night, which I think is becoming more and more of a necessity with how deep your rosters are, but more women's matches each night.
Yes.
Great, which I think would be absolutely, because how long, last couple of weeks I've been saying, what are you going to do with all that depth if you're going to have 4 one-on-one women's title matches? Or even triple threats? What are you going to do with everybody else who certainly deserves the spot? Because you've got a very deep women's roster. And now this would at least partially solve the problem if they book it right, which, at this point, 50-50. But, trending in the right direction, in my opinion. But we'll see. There's still a few weeks to go. Yeah. But I like that, and I hope they use the extra time. You don't have to have all the matches be half an hour. You don't have to cut them down to like next to nothing. But, you can have an 8-match night and have the matches go, let's say no more than 20 minutes with the exception of your whatever ends up being your main event.
Mm-hmm.
And be perfect, and things will be perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and it may even be great. I mean, there have been a lot of really, really good matches that have been under 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't have to be a 20-minute marathon match every time you go out there. There's desensitization too. Like, same thing goes with like a short match. Like if I saw 20, if you told me that in whatever it is, 2 hours, you're gonna give me 20 squash matches, I don't want to see that either.
No, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to. It depends on how you're using the time. I think they said one of the best Mania matches there's ever been was it Angle versus Mysterio? That was like, it opened the show and it was less than 10 minutes, but they put that 10 minutes to work. I think it was Angle. I'm not sure. I know it was Mysterio. I want to say it was the year Mysterio had the Joker mask on, but I'm not positive on that. I'm sure Reese is typing it in the chat, but I've got a
Reese is like, got
no glass,
got it on DVR already. He's got it on Peacock streaming.
I've got no glasses on and a compress on one eye right now. I can barely read the screen to begin with. Yeah.
You okay?
It's been a week, folks. I'll tell you that.
Angle Mysterio, SummerSlam 02.
Oh, SummerSlam. Okay. I was close. Whatever. I'm old. Oh, there we go. I forgot I had the TV on. That I can read. Thank you, Reese. Much bigger. But yes, put the extra time in the extra matches if this in fact is, comes to pass to good use. Give the women at least one extra match each night. You got to pile them all in there because you got so many, and you got to pile a whole bunch of men. I mean, it sounds like it's a good problem to have. Like, we got so much talent. What are we going to do with everybody?
Exactly. Well, you can fit them all in.
Also, because all the pay-per-views now are 4 matches, and it's kind of the same people in these matches, that I feel like everyone, I don't want like a 7-hour Mania, but these people that work all year should get a pay-per-view match.
I kind of understand the logic I don't know if this is the logic at all, but this is the logic I'm thinking it would be from them, of having, you just went over it a little while ago about you have 3 highly publicized events in May after you just had Mania in the second half of April. I almost said August. April. Yeah, summer can't get here soon enough. But those, as abbreviated events with probably the 5 matches, I can see, because then you can have different talent on each one of those cards, and it's spread out a little more, and everybody gets a shot.
But I don't feel like they're doing that, though. I don't think they're, to me, maybe I could be wrong. I feel like they're not spreading around that wealth. It still feels like kind of the same people.
I don't know. It's how they should use it. This time of year, I would expect, of course, to be the opposite, because they've got $240 cheap seats they have to sell. Just go back to my rant from 2 weeks ago, by the way, for those who don't know.
Which I'm going to make into something.
They've got money to move. Highly entertaining. Add it to the highlight reel if I ever get one. That'll be a big chunk of it. But yeah, I mean, start just better use of time. Try to spread out the wealth a little bit more. It seemed like they were doing that at some point, and yes, they did get away from it kinda this time of year. I kinda understand, not to excuse it, but I get it. And then once Mania is over, and I'm sure you're going to have some people take a little bit of a break, some of the larger names who are out there, pounding the boards and doing the media runs. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the repeat. I'm sorry for the repeated artwork, by the way, but apparently the value has appreciated since Nia became a champion last week. So,
seriously,
all good art, the value of all good artwork goes up.
Very true.
Yes.
I can't fault your logic.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Steven. You're a money man.
Yes.
Steven, before we let you go, your last shot.
Last shot. One more thing that is women oriented. Congratulations to Alexandra Williams. I hope I remembered the name right. Who is now
I wrote it down.
VP and the head writer of Raw. And from what I read, that she was responsible for on the writing staff, and hopefully that was a retelling. She has certainly earned that spot. That she was primarily, probably not solely, but primarily responsible for keeping that Punk Drew feud alive for 8 months when Punk couldn't wrestle, and it was on TV every week. And it was compelling television all the way through, right up until that they finally got to meet in the ring. And she works pretty closely with Punk on his promos, and hopefully, and fingers crossed, she's got a really good vision for what she would like to see Raw do that Raw is not doing. And best of luck to her. That is a well-earned, well-deserved spot. And best of luck to her. And as far as SmackDown goes, I mean, it certainly was getting better, but I don't know if that was, Road Dogg hitting a lucky streak. I mean, he, since the beginning of the year, if I recall correctly, he was the co-head writer instead of the sole head writer. But they, ever since they went to 3 hours, the shows have been, I mean, nobody's perfect, but, the shows have been pretty good. But was that because Road Dogg was finally hitting a stride, or was that in spite of Road Dogg? I mean, the story that was breaking just before the show began was that he didn't like his annual review.
Yep.
And that's why. Okay. I mean, last year, yeah, I get it, but since the beginning of the year, I guess I guess we won't know. I mean, because everybody should be given a chance to turn the corner, And we don't know if he did or if the show is just better despite his efforts. But I suppose from our end, as long as we got an improved product, and it's not fantastic, but it is better, then all the more. And hopefully now, I can't remember the guy's name, Ryan something.
Ward.
Sure.
Ryan Ward.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully now that he doesn't have Road Dogg to bounce off of, maybe that could be room for further improvement. Best of luck to both of them, and we'll certainly be watching.
Absolutely.
You're a positive little pickle.
Love it. Well done, Steven.
Steven!
Till next time.
Adios, muchachos.
I hope your eyeball's okay, Steven.
Yeah,
take care of yourself. You're a national treasure.
Yeah, well, he was saying that Road Dogg got his annual review, and you know what he thought about it?
Hated it. That really made me happy. Thank you. It's been rough up here. I don't like being up here. I don't like the messages I'm getting. I don't like the work I'm doing.
I don't like that deer behind you.
The fucking Steven, don't put in. This is my desk. This is my office at home. Please don't have something's gonna come get me. You know where we live, Steven. I don't need that juju in my life.
Wow, unbelievable, lady. But yeah, let's get to a quick couple comments before we head out of here. Sean's saying anyone but Nia.
Girl, after my own heart.
Cody.
I know. Don't do Drew dirty.
And this week has been a hell of a month.
February was rough as fuck. This week, I'm still working, guys. Multitasking. It's been rough. 2026 is kind of been out of control. If it can like rein it shit in, that'd be nice.
Stop being crazy.
Steven.
Io Shirai for a heel run.
I mean, if it was like her NXT run, I'm here for it. Now Steven's sending bears after me. I don't like it.
Yeah. Settle down.
Steven, go to bed.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Well, always a fun show with you all. Thank you for all joining us.
Putting up with this weirdness.
I know, this craziness. Let's let Triple H, our not so CCO, take us out. We'll close in time.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
No.
Sean's in Colorado right now with a warning poster of a bear. So yeah, thank you, Steven.
I'm at my office at my desk.
I know. Unbelievable. But we are back Friday, Nikki, at 6. You will be back down here at this bar. And
God
not
willing.
Scared with potential bears.
Oh, no. Tell work to calm down. No. Friday should be quiet. Famous last words again. Knock on some wood here.
Yes, but make sure you smash the old like before you get out of here if you haven't already. But yeah, back Friday at 6 Eastern. We are doing men's round, first round, opening round, main event madness, WWE and AEW.
I don't even know what 8 you picked because that's a tall task.
Well, I know that Seth Rollins will be in it.
Seth Rollins, I'm pushing the #1 baby.
I know, I'm going to make him the 16 seed just to be a jerk.
You're a 16 seed.
I am not a 16. I'm a #1. How dare you? How dare you? You have the nerve to call me a 16 seed. You know what, Nikki?
I don't need to change a thing. I am perfect just the way I am.
I teed you up, baby. I know you love that drop. You're welcome.
Ooh,
I love you so much.
But you are all welcome for another great night. We love having you all. Till next time, You do not have to go home.
But you have to go to work. Bye.